That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Hi, I'm Sam Payne, host of the Appleseed Podcast. This season, imagine this: a crackling fire, a mug of cocoa, and family gathered around a great story. All you need is the fire and the cocoa. We'll take care of the stories. Join us in every episode of the Appleseed Podcast for folk tales, fairy tales, family stories, tall tales, and more, shared by some of the country's most beloved storytellers, and just right for gathering around. Make it a Christmas season to remember with the Appleseed Podcast. Find the Appleseed wherever you get your podcasts.
The Library of Lost Time is a strong sense of place production.
Coming up, a family saga set in the American West.
A story about heroes and monsters in Victorian London.
Plus our distraction of the week. I'm Mel.
I'm Dave. This is the Library of Lost Time.
This week, I'm looking forward to reading Woman of Light by Kali Fajardo-Anstine. The author is of indigenous Chicano heritage, and you might know her story collection, Sabrina and Karina. It was a National Book Award finalist. In this new novel, she again draws on her heritage for a story set in the American West. She says it's a love letter to her ancestors. It revolves around Luce and her family's Wild West show, where Luce enchants clients with her ability to read tea leaves. Her brother is a charmer of both snakes and women. When he's run out of town, Luce is left to fend for herself in 1930s Denver, and her visions take on a new significance. Woman of Light is out now.
This week, new to the top of my TBR is Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. This is a fantasy set in gaslit Victorian London in 1882. There are two mysterious children. One of them has a body that heals itself, and the other shines a bluish light.
So cool.
Yeah. He can also melt or mend flesh. They are joined by Alice Quick, who's a jaded American detective who works for a mysterious agency. Together, they face monstrous beings intent on ushering in a terrifying future. The atmosphere is rich and gothic. The story is involving and a little long. It's over 600 pages. One of the blurbs calls it the penny dreadful to end all penny dreadfuls. Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro is out now. And now our distraction of the week.
Here's an idea to make your summer a little more fun. There's a rodeo, especially for readers. It's the Typewriter Rodeo, a collective of 4 writers in Austin, Texas, who compose one-page poems on demand.
You give them a topic and they dash off a poem on the spot on their vintage typewriters.
Dressed in Western shirts and cowboy boots, they kind of look like a band until you see the typewriters and hear the clickety-clack of the keys.
Each of the writers has a favorite portable. One favors a 1928 Remington, another the Royal Quiet Deluxe from 1954.
The click of keys and the act of committing words to paper is charmingly retro and leads to poems that cover a wide emotional territory. Some make you laugh out loud. Others, like a recent poem about a shooting in Texas, will move you to tears.
Since they started in 2013, they've written more than 25,000 poems for people all over the country. If you'd like to experience the Typewriter Rodeo, you can hire them for a fundraiser, a wedding, and other events.
Or you can pick up their book. It's a collection of their poems with really sweet photos.
You can also listen to their weekly 2-minute podcast that features one poem about a newsy topic.
Visit strongsenseofplace.com/library for more about the books we discussed and the delightful Typewriter Rodeo.
Thanks for joining us in the Library of Lost Time. Remember to visit your local library and your independent bookstore to lose some time yourself.
Stay curious. We'll talk to you soon.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We love movies, and we come at them from different perspectives.
Yeah, like Amy thinks that, Joe Pesci was miscast in Goodfellas, and I don't.
He's too old. Let's not forget that Paul thinks that Dune 2 is overrated.
It is.
Anyway, despite this, we come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
We've done deep dives on popcorn flicks. We've talked about why Independence Day deserves a second look.
And we've talked about horror movies, some that you've never even heard of, like Ganja and Hess.
So if you love movies like we do, come along. along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button